Damien, good to see you again. Apologies that it's under these circumstances, though. What would this mean for you today?
Oh, look, good morning, Peter. It would be a crippling blow for businesses right across Sydney, but as you said, throughout regional New South Wales as well. We're just coming to the end of school holidays in New South Wales. So not only has it impacted on Sydney businesses, but all the regional businesses who have picked up zero trade throughout that period. And that's trade that they can never get back. So an extension to this lockdown will be a crippling blow to business.
Yeah, I mean, and two, let's say these restrictions end on say, the 16th of July. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that business is just going to jack up again on the 17th of July, does it?
No, it's not like a rubber band that it can just spring straight back into action. It will take a long time. We often talk about the long tail when it comes to this. But what has also happened as a result of this particular lockdown is that confidence around business has been really impacted. People in business are really reconsidering whether they want to stay in business. Those that were perhaps on the verge of, extending their hours, bringing on different product lines, all of those big picture things, they've just killed it immediately because it's becoming too hard for them. And the confusion is the thing that is really upsetting business owners because they can't plan for the future. They can't plan to employ future staff. But also when you look at bigger things like, we heard the Premier talk a minute ago about, what's happening in October. But who can plan for anything to happen in October right at the moment? We don't know what's going to happen then. So from a business point of view, it's really difficult. And you think about the bigger businesses as well, whilst we rightly look at the impact this has had on small business. The bigger businesses are really starting to take the heat now. A lot of them have been able to pay their staff for this 2-week lockdown. They may not be able to pay for another week. So what happens to that staff? And those in the entertainment, hospitality, big conference areas, people aren't planning the big conferences, the big events in Sydney going forward because there's just so much confusion.
So what sort of extra help, whether it's state government help or whether it's federal government help on top of the relief payments that are already there, what sort of extra financial help do you think business is going to need in New South Wales?
Well, look, there's certainly going to have to be some sort of package at the end of all of this to help businesses back on their feet. And as we learnt from this time a year ago, different industries have different pain points across the way with this, this virus and its impact it's had. Hospitality and tourism obviously had an immediate and a longer term one, but different businesses are struggling in different ways. And so it has to be a very nuanced approach and it has to listen to business and listen to industry. But of course, unlike this time last year, there's no JobKeeper. So a lot of businesses feel like they're on their own.
So have you got a dollar figure in mind at all?
Oh, look, it's more than $100 million every day lockdown is impacting on business. So the impacts are just extraordinary. They're lotto numbers. And so, we also know that there's no bottomless pit of money from the government. They have done what they can do. And the New South Wales government was very quick a week ago to spring into action. And, within 4 days of the first lockdown being announced, there was a $1 billion package to support business. So we're very grateful for that. So it's not as if we're going cap in hand right now to say this is what we need. But what we are saying to government is business will need your support because confidence is very quickly eroding.
Yeah, and much more than those vouchers that are in place at the moment, would you suspect?
Oh, absolutely. Like anything will help, but we really also will need some support for regional New South Wales businesses. A lot of those businesses aren't classed as being in Greater Sydney, so they don't get the federal government support. They do get the state government support of up to $10,000, but unfortunately, that's not going to go very far. And we talk about the ski areas. We talk about the winery regions in the Hunter Valley. We talk about the Central West, Dubbo Zoo, those sorts of places. They won't get those tourists back because, school will eventually go back and people don't have the holiday time. And parents have had to, take extra leave from work to look after kids and all of those things. Vacation care's been closed. So there's just not the capacity for people to go on holidays and take a week off work in the middle of school term.
Well put. Damien Kelly from Business New South Wales. Appreciate your time. We'll talk to you again soon.
Anytime, Peter. Thank you.